sponsored by Skillshare. Check the link down below to get a free trial of a premium membership. Alright, Grains, listen.
Here's the thing about me.
I see something, I want to make the something. And so, when I saw a TikTok video of someone getting a custom pair of Nikes that changed color in the sun, I definitely said,
I'm pretty sure I can do this.
And so, I picked up 2 pair of Nikes that were on sale, because otherwise that's way more expensive than my whole childhood put together. They're out there. So that I can try customizing them to make them color changing. Again, let's look at the color changing on the TikTok video. They look really awesome. Now, I personally haven't worn brand name anything in the longest time, so I have no idea what this material feels like, if it's going to interact well with the art supplies that I have, but I guess this is going to be a journey for you and I together. And if it works, you can do it too. By the way, for those of you new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. We love customizing things such as cameras, AirPods, and many more. And while you're there, make sure you click on all notifications, which makes you a grain of salt in the Salt Shaker family. Alright, so let's go ahead and unbox these shoes to see which one we're actually going to use for today's customization. Ideally, I would like to do 2 customizations, but I don't know if I'll have time, so make sure you leave a like if you want me to do the second one, and level it up. We'll see how I get. At the end of this video, we'll decide what's leveling up. I love how the pulley tab of the box says,
Pull for sport.
it's like, if you've never done sport in your life, fret not. These shoes will change your life. You can go running, climbing, and yes, even swimming. Oh, that was quite the experience. But then in French, all it says is ouvrir ici. Just open here. You can see that French was done with it. They're like, I'm not gonna say open for sport. Just open it. Just open here. Alright, so let's experience this opening together. Of course, I ruined tabs. There we go. I love the fact that they're going towards 0 carbon and 0 waste, so let's go ahead and see our pair of shoes. Alright, so these are absolutely adorable. They're pretty plain, but I got these on purpose to be as plain as possible. And if you're wondering what size they are, they're 8.5. I got big feet for a short person. Pretty big feet. And the reason I selected these shoes specifically is because they had really nice divisions, and they seem to be a little bit more on the stiff side over here. So maybe I can make a sculpture on the shoe. I haven't decided just yet, but we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, they do have really cool divisions. So this is a great candidate. And for the second pair, if it's just me that can't open these things properly, or if they genuinely make them so that I ruin them. Just for me. The world revolves around me. Ooh, these ones come in a black box. And these are Air Force Ones. What were the other ones? What's the difference? You can tell I did not grow with this stuff. What are these? These are just regular quartz. These ones apparently are fancier. All right, and they should, oh, wow, I can feel the bougie premium here. This one actually has nice paper, a nice box. Well, excuse me, Air Force Ones. All right. Oh, ew, and there's a stain? My Nikes have stains on them. Look at that, right here. Ew, what's that? Made like a coffee stain right here. I'm not usually oh, this is heavy. I could smack myself with this shoe. I don't see why these are more expensive. They're bulkier and they're heavier. And here's the other pair. Kind of like the cheaper ones better. And they seem to have the AF, I guess, for Air Force. Oh, and the 1 is right there. Yeah, I guess. Okay, cool. But what I really like about these ones, I know I'm criticizing them a lot, but they do have this really cool steampunk aesthetic right here. So I'm really tempted to go steampunky. This is really cute. Now I like it. I get it. I get it. I judged too quickly. I'm sorry. So here are both pair of shoes next to each other. They both seem to have the same kind of leathery side and texture. The Air Force One's bottom part, I don't know what they're called, the rims edges of the bottom part are definitely way more solid. So I feel like if I really want to sculpt, I would have to go with the Air Force Ones. Whereas if I just want to play around with color change, I'll have to consider the regular cheaper ones. Well, cheaper ones of the two. I usually wear Crocs as shoes because they're comfortable and good on my back. So let's go ahead and put the expensive Air Force Ones on the side so that we can practice on the cheaper ones. And my first impression with these ones is that there's definitely a quality control issue. The finishing thread here is, you know, kind of meh. Look, I don't know how to do any kind of sewing, okay? And similarly to the Air Force Ones, there's a weird kind of brown stain over here. If I were a collector, I'd be really pissed. Just saying. But other than that, I'd want to go with this color palette. Solar Color Dust Color Changing Pigments. If you've been here long enough, you know that I absolutely love these color pigments because they let us have some pretty cool effects. So I have two different kinds of yellows. I have a kind of peachy pink and then a bit more of an orangey color. So the shoe itself is going to be very loud and colorful. However, technically, we don't know if it's gonna work. If my experiment works out, these colors will change. Look at that. Into darker colors. The orange will go into a blue. The pink will change, as you can see here in real time, also into a blue, but they're a little more different from each other, so there's gonna be some fun differences. The yellow, as you can see, would turn into a purplish pink, and this other yellow would turn into a dark blue. So it'd go from,
Look at me, I'm super cute and pinky and yellows.
to,
I am dark colors and powerful and strong.
but I don't know if it's gonna work. And that's why what we're going to do is we're going to try this Mod Podge and mix with the pigments. So, Mod Podge, you okay, bro? I know I've had this Mod Podge for like 4 years now, but it shouldn't have hardened. Oh no. What is that? I don't think that's okay. Oh, that's creamy. Is that okay? Give me a second. Let me go buy another one.
2 hours later.
And voila, hopefully this one will not, okay, this one's sealed, that's good. Hopefully this one is more liquidy because we need to mix the pigments in them and test it out on the shoes. Yep, look at that. Or is it? Is it supposed to be this thick? Holy carp. Okay, so I bought another Mod Podge for no reason. It's okay, let's just use the fresh one. So note to self and to you grains, Mod Podge fabric, she thick. Holy carp, she thick. Good for you. Good for you with all that self-confidence. I am totally not self-projecting. A little. Okay, a lot. First things first, let's go ahead and remove the laces. I'm totally the kind of person who ties their shoelace once, slightly loose, and then I just kind of wiggle my foot into the shoe. Let me know if you actually tie your shoes every single time. That makes you a special breed of person. So, challenging untying these. You see what I mean? Look at this lack of quality control right there. Now I know some of you are probably thinking,
But Jackie, in the video, it went from white to a color, which is more impressive.
don't worry, I got you. I do have these white powders that also when exposed to sunlight, they do change colors. So I'm going to be making the Nike swoosh checkmark thing in a white color and it'll change color in the sunlight like the others. I haven't decided which one yet, but we'll get there. I think the biggest reason why I'm nervous is because I've never done color changing on cloth before, so I have no idea how that's going to behave. And if working with crafts and materials has taught me anything, is that we should probably sand our surface. So I think the best place to start is going to be the back of the shoe, and we're just going to lightly sand it, just like that. So it won't show like it's scratched, but it should help us adhere better, maybe. I don't know. So I'm just gonna do that. So let's see if my instincts are right. We're going to take some of the Mod Podge, the fresh one. This is really thick. I don't remember it being this thick. Schnutz, no! No! Okay, there you go. Stay. So here we go. And we're going to add some of our orange to blue powder. I don't know how much is enough. I don't quite know when to stop. So we're gonna play it by ear. How much powder is enough? Let's see how that looks. And then we go mix it. Oh, that is very, oh no, I may have that. It is pasty. I don't think it was supposed to be like that. Oh, you know what? It looks like cheese. I'm suddenly thinking of burgers with that melty cheese on top. Okay, so now that it's in our Mod Podge, the question is, will it change colors still? And the answer is, oh wow, kind of turned muddy. Kind of turned gray. I wonder why. Let's try this a little longer exposure. Please don't turn gray. I do not want you to turn gray. So it kind of is a muted gray still. Let's try this again. Okay, yeah, it is kind of a muted blue-gray. It's not the mixture, it's my expectations of it. For some reason I thought it was a lighter blue, but that's another thing. Okay, so let's do a little gloopy-gloop here. I'm so nervous. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, and let's paint. Oh, okay. That really did absorb quite a bit. Well, this is gonna need quite a few coats. All right, so far it's kind of just looking a bit of a mess, but I think if we layer a few coats, it's gonna start looking good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then let's see if it actually sticks onto the leather. And this is after one coat. And here it is after the second coat. It's kind of looking gloopy. I'm hoping this is not gonna be gross. Keep going. In case you're wondering, definitely 2 coats is not enough. It's going to be extra streaky. Let's see. Yeah, we might need maybe 2 more coats. 5th coat. I'm gonna keep going until I'm happy with it. And here it is after 8 coats of paint. I know I said paint, but what I meant was Mod Podge. And I have to admit, from far, this looks really good. I mean, look at them. They kind of look, they look really cute. And even when I shine the UV light right on top, the color change is so beautiful. It does have this sleek look to it. And you can even see as I'm talking to you right now in real time, the colors, actually let's speed it times 1.5. The colors are basically changing back to normal. But we know on this channel, I ain't gonna lie to you. It looks good from far. And granted, most people are not going to be looking at your shoes really closely. So as you can see, when we get close to the shoe itself, there are some gloopy streaks. Look at that. And that's mainly because the Mod Podge is super thick. I even went ahead and slightly diluted it with water just because of how goopy it really was getting. So am I happy with the goopiness? No. I want to try something else. I think we're going to be testing a lot of stuff on this shoe specifically. Coming in at around the same price tag as Mod Podge, Liquitex Acrylic Medium. I know some of you are probably yelling through the screen,
Jackie, don't do it. It's not for fabric.
wait, it says it keeps the paint flexible. Should be good enough for me. And as you can hear, this is way liquidier, at least from what I can hear. Hang on, we're gonna, there. We're gonna shake it nicely. Well, that is really liquidy, which means we're gonna need a lot of coats. All right, let's pour a little in here. Oh wow, that is milky. That should definitely be less gloopy, hopefully. And even though this goes to the same color when it's in the sunlight, I want to go ahead and use this paint. And voila. And let's give it a good stir. Oh, that is way more liquidy. I think this is gonna be better. Maybe, I don't know. And here's a nice strawberry milkshake pink. All right, so let's go ahead and get the first impressions. This definitely has a bit more of a transparent look to it, so I'm definitely worried what it's going to look like. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh no. Oh, that is definitely going to take a lot of coats. But here on the Nerdy Crafter channel, we don't let things like time bother us from completing a project. But the good news about this is that it's not clumpy at all. I mean, it's basically like painting with water. You won't get no clumps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you grains every 2 to 3 coats and the progress of what it looks like. I'm guessing we're going to need about 10 to 15 probably. I could be wrong though. In case some of you are wondering, I do have my personal assistant sitting with me, Ramses. The most handsomest of men. Ramses, look at you. Such a man. Such a man. So perfect. Alright, grains, sometimes I'm smart, other times not so much. Because by the time I did my 10th layer, I was like, this thing exists. And in case you didn't know, this is basically a sponge brush where I can put a little bit of the paint and end up dabbing it on the actual shoe. And this is going to save me a lot of time. So let me finish the pink and then let's go ahead and shine some of that UV light to see the actual color change. I'm super excited for this. So let's go ahead and do the doing. So I'm gonna keep it as a bit of a, wow, I really can't talk, a bit of a distance so that we can get as much of the UV coverage as possible. And ooh, oh, this is changing very quickly. So basically our orange and pink are turning into purple and a kind of dark blue. And since I feel pretty limited with the other color choices I have, we're going to try something a little different. We're going to add heat changing, different from sun changing, which you don't necessarily need it to be hot, to actual heat changing. So if it's sunny and hot, you get extra color change. And this one goes from purple to turquoise. Let me demonstrate. Pretty cool, huh? And the activation, for those of you wondering, it says 86 Fahrenheit, which is this much in Celsius. So now we have more color variety to go on our shoe. So in the same way that I did the other two colors, I went ahead and blended the powder with the medium. But this time I'm smarter, so I know to use a sponge. And so that big part really got the purple. I really love purple, so I'm happy that I was able to do that. And then I went with a yellow on the front that also changes to a somewhat purple. And then the bottom rim, I kind of debated what color to go with, but I decided, hey, I'll just go with that one because I feel like it would match the best when it changes color in the other side. So I'm really thinking of purples and blues as the secondary heat sunlight color. And here they are all done. I think they look super adorable. I love the color scheme. It's very 80s, 90s kind of vibe. But I'll always be honest with you, Grains, when we look closer, we can still see those kind of splotches and blob areas, but you really have to look closely. I'm not quite sure how to get rid of them unless I use an airbrush, but I'm not sure if that works. So if you Grains have experience with that, please let me know down below so that the next shoe that we make is better, because this one's cool, but I'm pretty sure it could be better. All right, I'm going to lace it up. And let's go ahead and take these puppies outside. Oh gosh, it's so humid that the lens is getting all fogged up. Oh gosh. All right, so let's try to move quickly because this is as good as the sun as we will be getting here in Canada. So we can see the colors already starting to change. This one already started to change too, but let's give it, oh my god, the fog. All right, here is attempt number 2, this time with my phone. Let's get you out in the sun, please, Canadian sun. Do not disappoint me. Ooh, color changing already. Nice.
Tomorrow.
And so this time I'm trying it with my phone because my camera keeps fogging and that's how humid it is. And I have to tell you, Grains, Canadian sun is the worst because it just doesn't hit right. However, here's a time lapse. You can see it both in the heat because it's hot outside and in the sun, some of the color is changing. You can tell that it really does want to change, but the sun just keeps going on and off. Overall, here's both sides of the shoe, part of it that had the sun hitting and the other side that didn't have the sun hitting. And I have to say that this for me is a success. Thank you for nothing, Canadian sun. But I just love that the effects are really cool and the shoe never looks the same. Now I have to remind you that the purple and green only change colors with being outside in heat. Otherwise they stay purple and green. And you know what? I probably reduced the value of these shoes quite a bit, but I'm really happy with them and I'm personally going to wear them. And the color change is just so cute. I know the question many of you are asking is, does it stay on there even if we sanded it? And the answer is, let's find out. All right, so let's see if it's going to peel right off. And this here is the Mod Podge. And it seems like just trying to scratch it off, it's not coming off. Let's try now with just the regular paint, well, the acrylic, and that's not coming off either. Okay, so that's at least good. That's the good news. Oh, look, it changed with the heat. That's what I love about this, is that you can even change the color by keeping your finger there. And look at that, because it's heat changing. I love it. Oh my god. Okay, let's put our finger here and here. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, ready? Ta-da! This one a little less. I guess this finger is less warm. Yeah, it's supposed to be a light blue. I'm supposed to get 2 blue changes here. Nice. I love this. And so here's the before and after. I'm trying to get the color changes so hard. Let's not forget to thank today's sponsor, Skillshare, who are absolute huge supporters of this channel. But for those of you who don't know Skillshare, Skillshare is an online learning community, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or just love to dabble into new things. And they have so many fun topics, such as arts, graphic design, and even marketing. Not only is it an online learning community, but you also have an actual community where you can talk about projects and share your own, which makes it that much more personal. So if you're creative and curious like I am, Skillshare gets you unlimited access to thousands of inspiring classes. I would absolutely love to recommend Jazza's new class, Character Design from First Idea to Final Illustration. I always love the way Jazza brainstormed these characters, so this is a really amazing class to kind of get into his mind about it. And on top of the amazing classes that you can get, they also have live sessions, so you can experience real-time inspiration while watching and working with other members. I can't say enough how wholesome this community is, so if you are interested to give it a try, check the link down below because the first 1,000 grades to use this link will get a free trial of premium membership. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Let me know how I did in the comments section below. Don't forget to add me on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to watch a previous customization, make sure you check up here. And if you want to watch a review video, make sure you check down here. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.